How are you, Brian? Did you watch it from the snows of Canada?
Yeah, so hang on a minute. Ryan didn't watch it. Mikey didn't watch it. Brian, did you watch the game?
Watch it?
I did watch it. I did watch it whilst watching you guys do your excellent commentary. But I'll tell you what, is it just me or does Spurs play keep refreshing and going back? They've got to work on something that Spurs play. It's not very fluid, is it? It keeps it needs to be worked on, but these things do. But yeah, I did get to watch a very big majority of the game. Something came up that I had to deal with, but I did deal with it. But I have to say, thank God I wore the blue one today, not the grey one, because the grey one is the one with magical powers, and that will be worn next Saturday. But
that's true.
Talking of colours, exactly the limited edition chicken wing lucky shirt.
Absolutely.
I have to say, I'm hoping that this kit is not one of those bloody cursed shirts.
Yes.
Because we played shockingly against Sevilla. Another, I know it's only blah blah, it's superstition, whatever, but you saw it with Man U when they used to check. It was another terrible performance. A few people stood out, but all in all, but the biggest thing about this was that I've never seen a referee so shocking. I've never ever seen a referee. I mean, how they gave a free kick to Roma when Harry Kane should have a penalty.
Yep.
I mean that is brown paper bags. If this was if VAR was there, I think the referee would be sent off.
Yeah.
That's what would have happened. It was an appalling display of refereeing. Not just that decision. I mean, some even Roma that we gave away. I mean, it was just an appalling referee's performance. But yeah, the game wasn't much to write home about.
I thought in the first half he was merely bad, and then in the second half he turned utter tripe. What do you think?
I think you're being absolutely bang out of order to utterly tripe referees. in all honesty, because he was a few classes below that.
Yeah.
But getting back to us, mate, it's concerning. It's concerning. And when I say concerning, like I said, I'm happy with the activity we've done. We've brought strength in depth, but we have not addressed this centre back. That's no clean sheets. All right, at the end of the Premier League we did, but we're now going into this new season under Conte, pre-season, everything, and a glaring position that needs addressing has not been addressed. And it could come back. As of next week, it's serious business. And make a mistake, you get punished. Very, very impressed with Ivan Perisic. Very, very impressed with him. Longley, when he came on, you know what? I didn't know a lot about him before, but obviously, back three for Sevilla was his best time that he's played. Loved being on that left. Did very well. Started off at Barcelona in a back three. Did very well. Then they went to a 4. Has an eye for a pass. And what I'm seeing, all right, it's been 2 substitute appearances. I'm liking what I see. I feel very, very comfortable. And I don't. Yes, I'd love a Bastoni to come in. Yes, I'd love him to come in, or a player of that ilk. But I don't think it needs to be a left centre back anymore. You've got Langley, you've got Davies. It needs to be a centre back, because at the moment it's Dyer, and whether you love him, you hate him, you think he's good enough, you think he needs upgraded, it's him and then Davinson Sanchez. And then if a Japhet Tanganga is still here, and it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. We need strength in depth in that area.
Is that our most pressing need, or is there another position that needs more attention? That not necessarily that you would prioritize. In my view, we should be prioritizing all the positions where there's a glaring need. But if it came to one position being the key one that has to be strengthened most, would that be centre back for you, or a different position?
For me, it's centre back all day long. As much as we do need a cam, I looked at this and Conte doesn't really use a cam like regularly. We can clearly see we need that, but we know that once Perisic gets going, and or one of the left backs that right wing backs that we have get going, hopefully they do. That's fine. There's covering both. Perisic we know how good Perisic is going to be. That centre back option is a glaring problem. You can see it, you can tell it. Listen, Dyer played very, very well last season. And we saw how important he was because of his communication, his leading the line or whatever. Those things he does very well. The rest of it now, there's question marks. And we can't have question marks. We need someone to come in there that will either up Dyer's game, but also be well ahead of Dyer to say, right, this is where you've got to go. This is the standard you need to be at to get into that Spurs defence. And I think it needs to be dealt with. And as I was saying before, it could be one of those deals that we don't wrap up till deadline day. And if it is, then so be it. Because let's just use Skriniar for an example, or Pastoni. These type of deals take time. We know that. As opposed to other seasons where we were clinging on to dear life that this deal comes through because this was the main deal we were doing. We've done a lot of business. There's cover in a lot of places. We've bought ourselves for once the gift of time, where we can actually say, right, this deal may take 2-3 weeks, but we need this so badly, or we want this player so badly, so be it. It's not like we've signed one player like a George, Kevin and Kudu, and now we're trying to like a Jack Clark and Ndombele.
Yeah,
It's not like that now. We've got players in. So if it is a Skriniar, if it is a Bastoni, if it is a defender of that ilk or of that stature, we have allowed ourselves to have a bit of time to try and get this right. But it does need to be addressed before the window's shut.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anything to add, Nick?
No, just so Brian, we got first 5 games: Southampton, Chelsea, Wolves, Forest, and West Ham.
Yep.
How many points from those 5 games?
Okay, so 6 from the first 2. I'm going for it. We're going, and that's just because Chelsea are in a mess. And hopefully, the way that Conte has got us going, we should be. I don't think there's been a better time for us to try. I know we did beat them with Pochettino, but I don't think there's a better time to send a message in the second game of the season when they haven't got their full squad, when they're not up to full fitness. So we got that. Then what's the next 3? Nick, let's do this one by one.
Wolves, Forest, and West Ham.
So Wolves is at home.
Yeah, Wolves at home, Forest away, West Ham away.
Wolves, I think Wolves at home. We were all there. We all actually sat together for that Wolves game, and that first half was one of the worst first halves of football I have ever had the misfortune of seeing live at Tottenham. So we need revenge on that, and I don't think Wolves have been very, very active in the window. And I have a feeling we'll get 3 points there. I think we can beat Forest, but every time I go to Forest, we get a draw. Every time I've been to Forest, we draw. So that may be the time where we drop a couple of points, but I would think a win. West Ham is. I actually see this West Ham game being bigger than the Chelsea game for when it is in the season. We know our record at West Ham is bad, but Chelsea, I just think we can do them. I really, really do. Hopefully, so by my records, we're either getting 15, 12, or 11 points. So not bad. No, you can't get 11. Sorry, 10, 3, 6, 9. Fucking maths here. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah,
12,
we get 10, 12, 10, 12, or 15. We're not going to lose. Let's put it that way. We're not losing.
We're getting 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between 1, 2, 3.
That's where I'm going. That's what I'm going to do. Somewhere between 0 and 15.
Yeah, okay, cool.
but no, I reckon 10, 12, or 15. And 15
Brilliant.
is me being in cloud cuckoo land. But yeah, that's where I am.
Embrace the delusion, Brian. Embrace it. I said we're going to win the league this season.
Well, we're trying things different this season, aren't we? We're going to try
Nick told me to.
Well, I have to say, I must admit, Rez, I think you need to go and check Specsavers with your goddamn glasses.
I do
during
need
that
to,
commentary.
actually. I can't see.
There's
When you like, was
up
that
front,
Dyer?
down the right wing. Larice is
No,
on the right wing.
The best one is when you. The best one is when you confuse a Dyer with a Romero. I find it very hard to get to mix up a 6 foot plus.
To be fair to me,
built like a brick house.
I can't believe you're still trying to argue, Rez.
No, that I'll take ownership of. But to be fair, Kane and Kulusevski at that range, when you can't see their faces or their numbers, are very difficult, are very easy to get mixed up.
So Rez's starting 11 for next week is Kulusevski in goal.
Yeah. Kane in central midfield, Kulusevski at right wing back, Kulusevski at left wing back.
And
listen,
Harry Winks up front.
Harry Winks up front. Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
you got to remember the good thing is, you know what? Like I said with the crap run England are on at the moment, I'd rather they get the shit out of the way in pre-season, so they get it all out their system rather than delivering it on the first few weeks of the season. So Conte will get the boys back to London and say, right, this is what we need to work on. And I think obviously training will take a bit more seriousness,
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
and the pressure will be ramped up, and we'll see. Mate, I've already said I think Saturday we beat Southampton 4-0, and I ain't going to change.
Fantastic
Oh,
stuff.
I'm excited to that,
Fantastic
Brian. You
stuff.
made me all excited.
I
It's
ain't going
gonna
to
be
change.
good
Just
stuff.
honestly, I think we're going to have way too much about it. You got to remember, you're all going to the stadium. You're all going to be blessed to go to the stadium.
Yep.
That stadium's going to be rocking with excitement with what's gone on this summer and what we have. Whether people are still like, oh, the players aren't good enough or what, we have spent money. We have got backup. We have, compared to this season when you're walking in going, oh my God, we haven't signed one player yet and we're trying to get this. There's a lot of optimism. We're back in the Champions League. It's Conte's first full season. And as much as I still stand by what I stand by and leave you out still, there's a bit of hope. And there's hope because Conte and Paratici are there. And I think coming into this now, knowing we've got Champions League, if that stadium could be like what it was against the filth every game, or around that kind of, that's the pinnacle, but kind of around, you know what I mean?
Goosebumps,
That kind of level of noise constantly, which Antonio Conte will build up. He will get the crowd going. That place could become a fortress again, and this season could be something. It could be something special, and hopefully it's wrapped up with a rock hard defender, a creative midfielder. Shut the window, and off we go.
Sounds good to me.
Big up, Brian.
Brilliant.
Big up you two, brother. Big up everyone in the chat. Have a wicked weekend, and yeah, we'll speak soon.
Speak
Appreciate
soon.
your call, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
Have a good one, mate.
Love you
Take
guys.
care.
Buddy.